Bienvenidos, mi gente. This is Golazo today, and you are tuning in just in time for some top-tier soccer action. I'm your host, Marcelino Ortiz, and today we have an absolute banger of an episode, from Champions League action to the MLS playoffs, and of course, no show is complete without our famous rapid-fire picks to cap it off. But first, we start with the Champions League. Las noches mágicas de la Champions. There's nothing like it, and matchday 3 didn't disappoint. Vini Jr. with a hat-trick masterclass. Pulisic pulling off something not even Messi has done. And let me tell you, Aston Villa's fairy tale, it's real and it's happening. But hey, I can't do this alone today. I have a very special guest. He's our resident European expert and back after a few weeks visiting the old continent. Let's welcome Nik Z.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks, Marcelino. It feels good to be back, especially with so much drama going on in Europe right now. What a time. I mean, as you just mentioned, Vini Jr. might be the man lifting the Ballon d'Or next week, or at least that's what I'm foreseeing. Christian Pulisic making headlines in Milan, making us here in the States very proud. And of course, Aston Villa top the Champions League table. Who would have saw that coming?
No one, Nick. No one saw that coming. Let's kick it off with Real Madrid 5-2 win over Borussia Dortmund. Los Blancos were down 2-0 at the halftime, and then boom, Vini Jr. goes off with a second-half hat-trick that turned the game on its head. What a performance.
What a performance. Vini was on fire. His second goal, even more beautiful, a 60-yard solo run. Are you kidding me? It was pure brilliance. Dortmund couldn't handle them. Especially in the last 30 minutes, Vini is now the favorite for the Ballon d'Or, and you can see why. Madrid now looking comfortable in their group. They're more comfortable than your grandma's cat sitting on your grandma's TV set taking a nap.
Without a doubt, Nick. And speaking of magic moments, Christian Pulisic is scoring an Olympico goal. That's right, straight from the corner in Milan's 3-1 win over Club Brugge. Nick.
That was something else. You don't see those every day.
No,
Pulisic's goal really set the tone. Honestly, it is. It's rare to see an Olympico, period. But in that fashion, oh my God. Milan needed this win after a shaky start to their Champions League campaign. Pulisic delivering in a big way, as he's been doing lately. So surprised, but not shocked.
No, probably the best player in CONCACAF right now. And what about Aston Villa? This Cinderella story just keeps getting better and better. Villa's 2-0 win against Bologna sees them top of the table. And to talk more about that, we got Francisco Rivera straight from Portland. Francisco, take it away.
The first team to make it 3-4-3 in this new format, Aston Villa. How about a team that was relegated only 8 years ago? Back in 2016, they lasted 3 seasons in the championship. They were able to come back, and then, their progress has been impressive. Only 2 seasons ago, they were ranked 14th, and then last year they moved up to 4th, only below Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and ahead of teams like Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle United, Chelsea, Manchester United. The team they have right now is very compact, obviously. The 2 highlights are on goal, Dibu Martinez, and up front, John Duran, the attacker, who has been amazing. He scored a goal against Bologna. Aston Villa is now 4th in English Premier League, and then again, they're undefeated, 3-4-3 in the UEFA Champions League, having a chance to do it once again. Back to you guys in the studio, but let's not forget, Aston Villa could be a force to reckon in this UEFA Champions League.
Muchísimas gracias, Francisco. Que te la pases bien, que esté emocionante el partido. Aston Villa keeping the dream alive. Now, let's talk about the rest of the games in this match day number 3. Nick, what are your highlights?
Oof, what are my highlights? Where do I start? Well, Juve, they took a tough loss, unfortunately, a 1-0 loss to Stuttgart, conceding late in stoppage time. That must have hurt. They've been struggling defensively lately, and tonight, unfortunately for them, no different. Bilal Toure with the decisive goal for Stuttgart, though, so they're happy. Juventus are now in trouble in this group moving forward. They got to be careful.
And then PSG with another underwhelming performance, a 1-1 draw against PSV Eindhoven. Dembélé missed 2 sitters, and PSG looked all over the place, Nick. They're going to need to figure things out fast.
Exactly, very fast. PSG's only got 4 points from the last 3 games, so that's not looking good for them. And still, they have to face big teams. Atletico Madrid, Bayern, which we're going to talk about later, so it's not looking good for them right now. They got to step it up. They got to get serious. Another big result was Sporting Lisbon. Their big win, their 2-0 win, over Sturm Graz. Victor Gyökeres scoring again, showing that he is incredible this season. He's in great form. Sporting quietly making their mark here.
And one of the most exciting games in matchday 3, Nick, Barcelona contra Bayern Munich. Un partidazo.
Oh my God, yeah, Marce. This one had everything. For years, Bayern Munich was Barcelona's worst nightmare, their bestia negra, but here they are. 5 straight beatdowns in the Champions League had left Barcelona reeling, but not this time. Barcelona came out swinging. They pulled out a 4-1 statement win. Statement win indeed.
Absolutely. and the resurgence we're seeing from Barcelona right now is a big deal. This wasn't just a win, it was a message to Europe elite, Nick, that Barca is back. From the very first minute, they look dynamic, they look quick, dangerous. Rafinha, what a game. Who in the past was being criticized for his performance? Not in this game. He came out banging with a hat-trick. How important is this for Barcelona looking forward?
How important? I mean, this was huge. The goals weren't just a fluke for Barca. Barca outplayed Bayern. You can't argue that. They played at crucial moments. While Harry Kane's goal was disallowed, right? We remember that. But Barca's defense still held strong. The likes of Gavi returning from injury after 300-plus days. Lamine Yamal, Pedri brought incredible team energy. So that just helped.
And how about the coach, Hansi Flick? He was the man who led Bayern to that infamous 8-2 win over Barca a few years ago. And now he's the one behind this turnaround. If you cannot beat them, Nick, you can buy them out.
That's a good point. That's right. Flick's influence, it can't be overstated here, Marce. He trusted the younger players. He blended them well with the vets. Clearly working. I mean, it's crazy to think that this team is also only getting better, right? They're top of La Liga, and now they're taking down giants like Bayern. So, I mean, do you think this proves that we're seeing a Barca of yesteryear? Are they back?
I think that this is a very important moment for them. With the Clásico coming up, we'll have a lot of these answers. If they are for real, they will win this game. But now I see that they have that swagger that they didn't have since Messi, pretty much. Clearly, this could be the dawn of a new era for them. And now, Nick, it's time to talk about Atlético de Madrid, who had a very surprising result, losing at home 1-3 to Lille. Simeone's team are normally rock solid at home, but this one was different. What happened here, Nick?
Yeah, it was different. Atletico Madrid just didn't seem to have that typical bite that we're used to seeing from them, at least under Simeone lately. Lille capitalized on those defensive errors that we saw. They were clinical with their chances. It's a big wake-up call for Atletico if they want to stay in this competition. So we're going to have to see, are they going to get serious?
We can't ignore another big game with a big score, Manchester City. Haaland is proving again that he's probably one of the best strikers in the world. Yeah. Scoring a rate never seen before in average. 2 goals, but it could have been a lot more. What do you make out of this game?
They were relentless. They were on fire. Haaland, as always, an unstoppable goal machine. But let's also give credit to the midfield. Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, who orchestrated everything from the midfield and made things happen for Haaland. Sparta Praha, they just had no answer. They were caught flat-footed. City's 5-0 win just showed how deep and dangerous this squad is.
Before we wrap up this Champions League discussion, let's quickly break it down into 3 groups. Those sitting pretty at the top, those that are fighting for survival, and the teams right in the middle trying to make a push. Nick, talk to me.
First up, the powerhouses, Aston Villa and Liverpool, both perfect with 9 points. Villa's defense has been impenetrable. 0 goals conceded, Marcelino. And Liverpool, right behind them, they let 1 in. Okay, we'll forgive them for that. Manchester City, Monaco, they're close, sitting at 7 points each. City's attack has been electric so far with 9 goals already.
Now we're moving on to the elimination zone. The other side of the spectrum. The teams are in serious trouble, Nick. Leipzig and Sturm Graz, 0 points. It's looking bleak for them unless they can really pull off a miracle in the next few games. Then you have Sveda, Salzburg, and Young Boys also struggling with no wins and a negative goal difference. They got to step it up if they want any chance of survival.
All right, let's talk the middle of the pack, finally. Teams like Milan, PSV, Atletico Madrid, each sitting on 3 points. These clubs have had some ups and downs so far, as we've been talking about today, but they're far from out of the race. Milan's defense has been shaky so far, to say the least, but they've still got the firepower to make the push that they need. They got some great players behind them. It's all about who can finish in great form in the next matches, so things are going to be crucial for them, but they still got time.
Awesome. Nick, thank you so much for your analysis. Yeah. As always, on point. This is shaping up to be a thrilling group stage. We'll keep you updated as things heat up in the Champions League. Stick around. There's more to come on Golazo today. Stay tuned because after the break, Francisco will be back with our report on the MLS playoff wildcard games, and we'll dive deep into Liga MX playoff race. And don't forget, rapid fire picks coming up to close out the show.
it's a new era in CFB to start off this year, put on full display.
My take on this game is simple. I know some people will be upset about it. Good riddance to the Pac-12.
Can you do it in terms of the week to week to week?
I don't see a pathway for this team to miss the college football playoffs.
We want to make sure you have those best bets in the entirety of our betting cards.
That was
Lincoln!
But he had that program was already going there.
Only on SportsGrid.
Did they talk about the play they ran at the end of the game when it was the worst player screen I've ever seen in the history of basketball? No. See, here's what you got to do, Sherwood. I respect you. You're fantastic. But damn it, don't blame the officials. When you have a game like that close, there's about 100 or 1,000 different things you could have done differently that could have won you the game.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I am ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dog?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today. Only on SportsGrid.
They lost in Neyland to Tennessee, 24-17. Again, and look, that puts Alabama in a very tough spot. I was looking at the SEC standings just before. They've got 2 losses now in conference because they lost that Vandy game.
They're still one of the top-ranked teams in the country when they lose. Everyone else drops like a brick when they lose, except for Alabama.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Amigos, bienvenidos de vuelta. Estamos aquí en Golazo today and we're diving deep into one of the most exciting parts of the year, los playoffs de la MLS. This is where dreams are made or broken. Let's kick it off with a quick refresher of this year's new format real quick. It's a best-of-3 series for the first round, meaning every game has to have a winner. No draws allowed, no aggregate scores, and we go to penalties if needed. You got to be on top of your game. Nick, there's no room for mistakes. Thank you for being with us.
Of course, exactly, Marcelino. The best of 3. It's intense, to say the least. It's not just about showing up for one match, playing good here and there. Yep. You've got to show up every match. You've got to win at least 2 of those matches, and each game in this format feels like a knockout, even though it's not technically a knockout stage. Shakes things up, makes things exciting.
Things will shake indeed. Let's look at the Eastern Conference first. Starting with the big one, Inter Miami led by Lionel Messi taking on the wildcard winner, Atlanta. It's a massive challenge for Atlanta, the former MLS big boss, but hey, this is playoff soccer. Anything can happen. For more on Atlanta's victory and their upcoming clash with Inter Miami, let's go with Francisco X Rivera, who has the latest updates from the field. Francisco, talk to me.
So glad to say hello from Providence Park here in Portland, Oregon, home of one of the wildcard games in Major League Soccer. But first of all, what we saw last night in Montreal was simply amazing. A lot of drama. I mean, first of all, Joseph Martinez going against his former team, Atlanta United, the team that he won a title with, scoring a penalty kick in the last few minutes of the game. Then the match goes into penalty kicks, and the away team is able to come out with the victory. I mean, a lot of drama. Brad Guzan makes a mistake that could have been costly, but then at the end, he's able to come through in penalty kicks. So that was great for Brad Guzan, the former Aston Villa goalie. So moving forward, what happens for Atlanta United? They get the biggest rival in all of MLS, Inter Miami, the team that broke the record that New England Revolution held previously for most points in MLS in one single season. The team with the player of the month, and obviously the best player around the globe, not only MLS, Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Jordi Alba, Sergi Busquets. But you know what? There's something about Atlanta, Joe, that is interesting. They have nothing to lose whatsoever. They're a team that were almost eliminated a few weeks back, and they were able to make it in the rebound, and now they face Inter Miami. They find themselves in this stage. So we'll be back with more here for Providence Park, but in the meantime, we're sending it back to the studio.
Gracias, Francisco. That's going to be one exciting series, but there's plenty more action in the Eastern Conference to break down. Let's start with Columbus Crew, the defending champs. They're set to face New York Red Bulls. Columbus, Nick, has firepower with Cucho Hernandez. They are leading the charge, but Nick, tell me, do you think Red Bulls has what it takes to frustrate them enough to go to the next round?
That's a good question. Columbus is definitely the favorite here, but we've seen Red Bull pull big surprises before out of a hat, like out of nowhere. So, look, if they can stay solid defensively throughout the match and find that one crucial goal that they might be able to sneak by, they can make this series tough for Columbus. But hey, we're talking about Columbus at the end of the day, right? And they're looking great.
Columbus, one of the best teams in the season. Now we go to FC Cincinnati, who will take on New York City Football Club.
Yeah, so New York City has the quality to challenge Cincinnati, but Acosta has been unstoppable. It's going to be all about who can convert those chances, make every opportunity count. Cincinnati's attack might just overpower New York City FC in this series, but we'll have to see.
We will have to see. This game is going to be great. Imagine they win, they go all the way, and we have Dodgers and Yankees, LAFC, and New York City Football Club.
That's
maybe
interesting.
Now,
I didn't think about that.
Let's move on to Orlando City versus Charlotte FC. Orlando's been on fire lately, Nick, but Charlotte defense has been tough to crack. This is one that is going to be tough to call.
Yeah, definitely. Charlotte's resilience has been impressive so far, but I think Orlando's attack will find a way through somehow. It's going to be a tight series, though, no matter how you look at it.
Shifting to the Western Conference, LAFC, the regular season Western champs, are waiting for the winner of the wildcard game. Nick, LAFC has been dominant all season. Are they the clear favorites to win it all?
They're looking amazing. They're definitely the team to beat out west, at least with Balanga, Giroud in top form. Whoever comes out of their wild card will have their hands full against LAFC's firepower, no doubt. They're the team to watch out in the West. They're looking good.
And we might see the return of Carlos Vela to the team on these playoffs. We are very excited about that. And now we go with your team, Nick, the LA Galaxy versus Colorado Rapids. The Galaxy offense is loaded with top talent, one of the best that the league's seen. Colorado struggled with injuries throughout the whole season. Do you think they have any chance to pull an upset?
That's a really good question. It's a tough ask for Colorado right now with Galaxy's attacking options, right? The players that they have up front. They should control the series. If Colorado doesn't find a way to disrupt that rhythm, Galaxy will just be too much for them. They're the stronger team right now, at least on paper, so we'll have to see.
Like you say, on paper, they should be winning this series. And let's go to Real Salt Lake versus Minnesota United. Another closely matched series. Both teams have been solid down the stretch. Nick, is there anything that gives any of the two teams an edge?
That's difficult to say. Real Salt Lake's unbeaten run gives them that confidence. But then on the other side, Minnesota's resurgence kind of gives them that dangerous momentum. So it could go either way depending on which team handles the pressure better. And I guess that's the beauty of the playoffs.
Indeed. And lastly, Seattle Sounders take on Houston Dynamo. Seattle defense has been rock solid, especially at home, but Houston has an attack led by former Mexican superstar Hector Herrera. They could cause problems. How do you see them playing out in this series?
Okay, so Seattle has that defensive advantage that they're going to need, especially with Lumen Field behind them. But if Herrera, who you just mentioned, as well as Ponce get some space to make things happen, Houston could make it tough. They could make it a tough series. So I'd still give the edge to Seattle overall, but you never know.
Now, before we wrap up, let's toss it back to Francisco. He's going to give us an update on the Western Conference wildcard results and a preview of the game against LAFC. Francisco, háblame.
Guys, I am still in shock. What a performance by the Vancouver Whitecaps. They come into the historic Providence Park and get a huge victory in the wildcard game against Portland Timbers. Ryan Gold was simply the star. Some guys call him the Scottish Messi, and tonight it was incredible. 3 goals, 1 assist. Only 3 players in MLS playoff history have actually done that. Sebastian Jovinko, Landon Donovan, and now Ryan Gold. Evander, who was a candidate for MVP, was not a factor. Jonathan Rodriguez, not a factor either. So Portland season's done, but Vancouver advances to the next round, and they'll be starting on Sunday at BMO Stadium against LAFC. So we're signing off here from Portland. What a game tonight here in the MLS playoffs wildcard round. Guys, back to you.
Gracias, Francisco. Don't go anywhere, because with this we wrap up our MLS playoff preview. In the next segment, we have our news roundup, our rapid fire picks, and so much more here in Golazo Today.
you talk about how these series came to a head and what has been happening in this postseason for the Yanks. Offensively, it hasn't been Aaron Judge.
Baseball is such a big win here. All you ask for, East Coast Monster City, West Coast Monster City, the biggest of biggest Titan superstars on both sides here, two mammoth fan bases. The entire country can buy into this one.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Did they talk about the play they ran at the end of the game when it was the worst flare screen I've ever seen in the history of basketball? No. See, here's what you got to do, Sherwood. I respect you. You're fantastic. But damn it, don't blame the officials. When you have a game like that close, there's about 100 or 1,000 different things you could have done differently that could have won you the game.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
I tend to do this a lot, by the way. I do it more in baseball with the anytime home run, where I may play 4 players at home run. I call it covering the board. You know, if I take 4 players, bet the same amount on each, I only need to hit 2 of them and I win money.
He's already got, 438 rushing yards on the season. He's looking like the old LT days where the Chargers were able to have that strong, dominant running back.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
They lost in Neyland to Tennessee, 24-17. Again, and look, that puts Alabama in a very tough spot. I was looking at the SEC standings just before. They've got 2 losses now in conference because they lost that Vandy game.
They're still one of the top-ranked teams in the country when they lose. Everyone else drops like a brick when they lose, except for Alabama.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Amigos, bienvenidos de vuelta. I'm here with my good friend Nick, and it's time for my favorite part of the show, News Roundup, where we give you the latest headlines from the world of football. And in Copa Libertadores action, Atlético Mineiro dominated River Plate in the first leg of their semifinal, winning 3-0. Diverson opened the scoring in the 22nd minute, added another one in the 70th, and Paulinho sealed the win just 4 minutes later. Atlético Mineiro, who won the Libertadores in 2013, is now on the verge of reaching their second final. River Plate will need a miracle to stay in the competition.
Tensions flared in Rio de Janeiro as hundreds of Peñarol fans clashed with local police ahead of their Libertadores semifinal match against Botafogo. The violence started after a fan was arrested for stealing a cell phone, leading to over 200 arrests as Uruguayan fans vandalized beachside kiosks and set fire to a bus. Police quickly restored order, but the incident has cast a shadow over what should have been a thrilling semifinal matchup.
And Real Madrid is dealing with some serious injury concerns ahead of the weekend El Clásico against Barcelona. Thibaut Courtois, the goalkeeper, will miss the match due to an adductor injury, and Rodrigo, this masterful midfielder, is doubtful after leaving Madrid's 5-2 Champions League victory over Borussia Dortmund with a hamstring muscle injury. These absences could give Barcelona a significant advantage as Madrid looks to close the gap in La Liga.
In a groundbreaking shift, MLS will officially transition to a fall to spring schedule starting in 2026. This move aligns MLS with European leagues and could open the door for more international talent to join the league. However, concerns are rising over the winter weather in certain markets that will affect play, especially in northern cities. Expect some logistical challenges as the league adjusts to its new calendar.
All right, mi gente, it's that time again. Rapid fire picks. We got a huge lineup of games. Nick, Europe, MLS Playoff, Liga MX, and the second leg of the Copa Libertadores semifinal. Are you ready to get these picks in?
I'm so ready. Let's do it. Fire away.
Oh my God, here we go. Real Madrid contra Barcelona, Nick. El Clásico.
Yeah, Courtois, Rodrigo, both out. Barca has the upper hand here. Plus, they're playing really well these days. I got to put my money on Barca.
You know what? No. I'm going to say Real Madrid. After the 5-2 thrashing of the Champions League, I think Real Madrid has a lot of steam. So I'm going to stay with Real Madrid. Next, let's go to the Premier League. Arsenal hosting Liverpool. 2 informed teams, but Liverpool's counterattacks can be deadly.
Yeah, that's right. Liverpool's been stepping up, especially in big games. Yeah. So I'm going with them to edge it out.
I'll take Arsenal at home, but this could go either way. Now, Serie A. Inter de Milan takes on Juventus.
Inter is just too strong right now. This is an easy one for me. I'm going with Inter Milano.
Now AC Milan, Capitan America contra Napoli. Both teams are fighting for top spots in Serie A.
Yeah, Captain America. But look, Milan's home form, just to begin with, gives them that edge. So I'm going with AC.
The Liga Francesa. El Clásico, Le Classique, Marsella contra PSG. PSG has been shaky, you know.
Yeah.
They haven't been successful in Champions League. What do you make of this game?
I don't know why, but I'm calling an upset here. I'm calling it right now. Marseille's on a roll. I'm picking them to win it.
Inter de Miami takes on Atlanta United on the first round. Messi and Miami have been unstoppable. Do you think they will continue?
I do. Messi magic continues. Miami to advance. Easy money. Easy one right there.
Easy money. Same here. Miami's momentum will carry them through. Now your team, LA Galaxy versus Colorado.
I got to put my money on Galaxy here. They're just going to be too strong for Colorado. Straight up. I'm picking LA.
Now we go with LAFC that is going to play Vancouver. What do you make out of this game?
Got to put my money on LAFC.
Yeah, LAFC is too strong. I don't think they're going to get an upset on the first round. Now, Liga MX, Tigres contra Pachuca. What do you think?
Ooh, that's a really good one. Tigres have that upper hand being the home team. I'm picking Tigres.
Club América contra Monterrey, a big matchup.
Big matchup for sure. América in great form, but I think Monterrey can pull off the win here.
Todos contra el América. I'm with Monterrey.
I didn't say that, but yeah.
This could be their moment. Now, Pumas contra Cruz Azul.
Oh boy, Puma have just been so solid at home recently, so I got to put my money on them. I'm backing them. Plus, you paid me to say that. So
Pumas is the best team in the Liga MX right now. Let's talk about Copa Libertadores. Two more games to define the final. Atletico Mineiro or River Plate?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's going to be tough for River, I think, because they got to come back from a lot. I'm picking Atletico to advance on this one.
Botafogo contra Peñarol. After a fiery first leg, tell me, Nick, who's going to make it?
Peñarol fans have kind of been making headlines, right, as we were just talking about, but I'm picking Botafogo to win on the pitch and advance.
Bueno, mi gente, that's a wrap for today's episode of Golazo Today. Nick, thank you so much for being with us. Great analysis, as always, on point.
Glad to be here.
See you next time. And with that, we complete the show. What a show it has been. Just a reminder, catch all the latest football highlights and updates in our show, Golazo Today. Stay connected on social media, and don't forget to tune every week here for your one-stop destination for all things football. Gracias. Gracias for watching, and I'm Marcelino Ortiz, and we'll see you next time. Hasta la próxima.
Welcome to week 8 of Beat the Odds. It's a little spooky in here today. We have tricks, treats, and then something truly terrifying. Fat Jack has a costume on. Oh boy. Beat the Odds starts right now.
From our Las Vegas studios, this is Beat the Odds, sponsored by Superbook at the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino, and powered by SportsGrid.
All right, welcome inside our Las Vegas studio. I'm Dave Hall.
And I'm Mariah Janos. We also have one more member that we just need to get in here. We got to get this out of the way right here, right now.
Sweet turtleneck, brah.
Thanks, brah. What is this?
Well, I'm either a bartender at TGI Fridays, or I'm the one and only Dave Hall.
I'm going with option B, the boot and all. How does that make you feel?
That's hurtful, Jack. That's very hurtful.
I feel really good. I'm going to wear this full time. Next time I kick field goals, boom, here we go.
Well, congratulations, you
Happy Halloween.
have made Dave cry on Halloween. So we're having some fun today, including some tricks to help you bet pro football and the treats, road favorites that just keep on delivering, much like Jack's costume.
Yes. Coming up, Teddy and Jack are talking about the incredible run for those road favorites, the quarterback carousel we're seeing, and their best bets of the week.
Plus, I'll be chatting with Brandon Marshall about that rematch of last year's championship game. What is going on in San Francisco? Our friends from SportsGrid are here, too.
What's up, Vegas? We're excited to beat the odds with you guys once again. Coming up, Joe Lisi and I will look at an awesome debut for Pittsburgh's new starter in Russell Wilson. And in that same game, a disappointing first go at it for New York's new wideout, Devontae Adams. Sit tight. We'll join you in a bit. Back to the crew out in Vegas.
I got somewhere you can put that boot, pal.
How about my button?
Well, that part's too.
I love Travis Kelce, too.
I do love Travis Kelce.
Yes, you do.